Hey guys, introspection here. Now this won't necessarily be the last video of this series, but it'll be the last one for now. So if you have any ideas as to what I could add to it, or if you just have ideas on what videos I can make, just leave it down in the comment section below. Now, I intend on hitting 2 points today. The first of which, video games sport, yay or nay? Well, if we're going by the connotation that a sport is a game that requires a high skill level and focus to compete against others, then yeah, video games are definitely a sport. But if we're going by the connotation that it requires extreme exertion of muscles, I'm gonna have to go with no, maybe with the exception of those games that require heavy dancing and extreme motion. But no matter how you slice, dice, or chop it up, or even if you put it in a gosh darn blender, they're both still games. And whether or not you identify a video game as a sport, they certainly deserve the respect of one. And I think, personally, from my experience, a lot of video gamers just want the respect of it being a sport, because frankly, it does take a high skill level to become very proficient and professional at it. Now, your argument might be, yeah, but sports are different from video games. And you're right. There's no disagreement for me there. But so are other sports from sports. Like, think about it. Is football the same as basketball? I think we can both agree that they're pretty different. Basketball, you use your hands, and soccer, you use your feet, unless you're the goalie. And just like other sports, video games have a lot of stuff in common with a lot of other sports. For instance, reaction time, hand-eye coordination, quick thinking, and teamwork. And they have differences as well, just like other sports have from sports. For instance, the use of a controller or keyboard, knowing the map, and quick side note for those of you who don't understand that, when someone refers to a map in a video game, that generally means just the area that the video game is taking place. The location of health packs, and combos. All very important. Heck, you might also say, well, yeah, but sports have their own leagues. Like the football has the NFL, basketball has the NBA. What's up? Well, yeah, that's true, but so do video games. There's the MLG League and the Overwatch League. So even there's different leagues that people can compete in at a professional level, just like in sports. So, well, even if you might not identify video games as a sport, I think we can both say that they definitely deserve the respect as such. Now, the other topic that a lot of people don't understand, why watch video games? And I'll be honest, I did not understand this either. Well, for a lot of hardcore gamers who really want to become proficient at it, and even some casual gamers, it's a studying method. When you want to become proficient at something, you tend to study people who are already really good at it. I mean, take track, for example. You might not know this if you're not a runner, but to run, it has to be a very specific form and angles and such. And if it's not, your speed and maybe even stamina will likely suffer. There are even other videos on YouTube that have demonstrations as to the differences between the winners of the Olympic races and the losers. I'm just not going to show that because copyright. But admittedly, most gamers probably don't watch it for this reason, or at least not this sole reason. It is to enjoy the watching of a game. And yeah, I can see as to why one might be confused as to why anybody would watch it instead of playing it for the enjoyment. Well, frankly, it's the same argument as why anybody will watch with sports. And you might say, yeah, I've heard that argument before, but let me break it down farther than I think you've heard it before, or at least I hope so. Let's see which benefits transfer over from watching a actual sport and see if they apply to watching a video game. Let's see, rooting for a team possibly with paint and such. Yeah, you can definitely do that. The video games have their own leagues, and each of the teams have their own colors, so check. Have a final event you can be more excited for than other games? Yeah, it's sort of the point of a tournament. They all come down to one final event, so check. Excuse to eat delicious finger food. Well, I mean, we really don't need an excuse for that, but yeah, check. Giving the ability to bond with others over a game. Yes, this is definitely something you can do with somebody else who likes watching video games. Now take it from me, guys. Take it from somebody who finds both of them equally as boring. They really aren't that different. And while I certainly don't enjoy it, it's the same enjoyment as watching a sport. All the enthusiasm and such will give you pleasure. So that's generally why people watch video games. I hope I helped you understand a few things. This is the conclusion of my video. If you have any ideas, thoughts on other videos I can make, or if you just want to tell me how awesome of a job I did, go ahead and leave me in the comment section down below. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button so you can catch my next video in the next 2 weeks. Until then, hear nothing and listen to all. Bye, guys.